Have you ever felt like you're saving and saving, but the needle just isn't moving? Yeah, you're not alone. But here's the thing. What if building wealth wasn't this slow, steady, boring climb? What if it's more like learning to crawl, then walk, and then breaking into an all-out sprint? Today, we're going to break down the 3 key milestones where the math completely flips and your money finally, truly starts working for you.
Okay, so to really get this, you got to understand the difference between 2 types of growth. On one hand, you've got linear growth. Think of it like stacking bricks, one by one. It's predictable, sure, but it's always limited by how much work you can personally do. But then there's exponential growth. Just picture a tiny little snowball at the top of a huge mountain. At first, it's nothing, but with every single turn, it picks up more snow, getting bigger and faster until it becomes this unstoppable avalanche. That snowball, that's your money.
And that whole snowball idea, it leads us right into our very first milestone. We'll call it the ascent. And let me be clear, this is the hardest part. No question about it. This is where you and only you are providing all the force, literally pushing that financial snowball with your own 2 hands just to get it rolling. The only thing that matters at this stage is pure, consistent, grinding effort. The goal here is a big one, $100,000. Now, why that number specifically? Is it just a random round number? Nope. It's the critical mass. It's the point where compound interest, our little snowball effect, finally wakes up. It's been there the whole time, of course, but it was basically asleep, totally unnoticeable. But at this scale, it starts to stir, and for the very first time, it begins to make a real, actual difference you can feel. But man, getting there is an absolute grind. Let's make this real. Say you invest $500 a month and get a decent return. You know how long it takes to hit that first milestone? Almost 8 years. That's nearly a decade of your own discipline, your own hard work, doing pretty much all of the heavy lifting. It is a massive test of patience. But check this out. This slide right here is the proof that something powerful has changed. That first 100 grand, it took you almost 8 years. But the second 100,000, just 5 years. Think about that. You're saving the exact same amount of money, but your snowball is finally big enough to start rolling on its own. The acceleration has officially begun. So let's see how this brand new momentum gets us to milestone number 2, the tipping point. This isn't just another number to tick off on the journey. Oh no, this is a fundamental change in your financial life. This is like finding a ledge on that giant mountainside where you can finally catch your breath. We call this the passive income tipping point. So what does that fancy term really mean? It's simple. It's the exact moment when your investments can generate enough money to cover your living expenses or match a regular salary. This is where real financial security is born, because for the first time, you are not 100% dependent on a job just to live. And the magic number for this tipping point? It's right around $650,000. This is it. This is the moment the balance of power officially shifts from you to your money. Your snowball is so big now and moving so fast that it's actually starting to pull you along for the ride. Let's break that down, because this is wild. With a portfolio of this size, a pretty reasonable 8% return could generate $52,000 a year in passive income. That is more than the median household income in a lot of places. Your money is now earning a full-time salary all by itself. So here's the most important point. Let this sink in. Your money has now taken over the heavy lifting. Your own contributions, the money you save each month, it still helps, of course, but for the first time ever, it is no longer the main engine of your growth. The machine is finally powering itself. And that incredible, self-sustaining power, it rockets us to our final milestone, the summit and beyond. This is where you cross that 7-figure mark. And trust me, it's more than just a number. It is a profound psychological unlock. Becoming a millionaire just changes everything. That quiet, nagging voice of scarcity that so many of us have in the back of our heads, it starts to fade away. And it's replaced by this feeling of abundance, of control, of possibility. The game just completely shifts from playing defense with your money to playing offense. And from this point forward, well, the math just becomes ridiculous. It's kind of absurd, actually. The growth curve basically goes vertical. Your snowball has officially become an avalanche, and the speed is something you really have to see to believe. And this illustrates exactly what I mean. Look, your first $1 million might have taken you 20 years of disciplined work, but your investments are so massive now that just a couple of good years in the market can add another $500,000, just like that. And the jump to $2 million, it happens in a fraction of that time. At this stage, the growth from your investments in a single year is probably more than the entire salary you worked so hard for at the beginning of your journey. Your money is now working so much harder than you ever could. And then, 3 million. You're not pushing the snowball anymore. You're not even running alongside it trying to keep up. You are simply a spectator watching this incredible force of compounding that you set in motion all those years ago just rage down the mountain, all on its own. It's incredible.
So what does all this mean for you right now? Well, this isn't just some financial theory. It's a roadmap. And it shows you that the hardest, most brutal, grinding part of the entire journey is right at the very beginning. But the rewards for pushing through, they aren't just big, they're exponential.
And if you remember one thing, let it be this. This incredible, world-changing, wealth-generating force. It isn't magic. It's just math. It's a universal law, and it's available to anyone who has the discipline to start and the patience to let the numbers do their incredible work. Think of it this way. Building wealth is like starting a cold engine. At first, you have to grind and grind just to get a spark. That's your journey to the first 100 grand. Then, the engine finally turns over and starts to idle, generating its own power. That's your tipping point. And pretty soon, you're just cruising at highway speed with unstoppable momentum. Right now, today, your engine is cold. The only question left is, are you ready to turn the key?